What is up, you guys? Welcome to my April Fool's show. I was kind of debating what I wanted to do with this, but then I realized that I'm almost caught up completely with Real Housewives of Orange County. And I wanted to do kind of like a season debrief and talk to you guys about what is going on in the Orange County world. Tamra just quit like 3 days ago, so I feel like this was a perfect opportunity to talk about what's going on in this fandom. So yeah, I'm like 90% caught up with Orange County. I'm halfway through the most recent season, season 18. So I want to talk about season 17 and a little bit of season 18. So let's get into it. Now, like I discussed in my Brandy Glanville Screen Queens episode, I started off as a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan, and then I didn't start really branching out into different shows until a few years ago when I started watching the OG Real Housewives of New York, and then I kind of got into a little bit of Orange County. I watched season 14 for the Tamra and Bronwyn plotline. If you know, you know. No one talks about this. People like kind of talked about it when Bronwyn officially divorced her husband and came out as gay, but no one really talked about what happened in the show, the chemistry that they had, how Bronwyn said that she would date Tamra.
Would you ever date Tamra?
Oh, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm so attracted to her.
No one talked about this. I actually was like obsessed with this plot. It wasn't really like a main plot of the season, but I was actually obsessed with like getting to know what is going on here. So yeah, I started watching Real Housewives of Orange County season 14 for that plotline. And then I believe Tamra left right after that. And you may be wondering, why did you stop watching just because Tamra left? I'm a diehard Tamra fan.
Oh my God, my Shayla. My Shayla.
I understand people don't like Tamra. She's getting a lot of hate right now, and I understand that. Now that I'm halfway through season 18, I definitely understand why people don't like Tamra. I don't think that she was terrible in season 17. I actually grew to like her in season 17. You know, she had her problematic moments, and everyone does throughout the season. But now that we're halfway through season 18, I am getting a little pissed off with how she's treating Jen at the moment. But I believe in season 17 that she had every right to kind of approach Jen and be like, hey, I don't think Ryan is good for you. I think that he's going to hurt you. And I honestly understand that, because you want to look out for your friends and you want to make sure that they don't get hurt. And sometimes they need a little bit of like motivation to, you know, break up with someone, or to kind of tell someone to snap them into gear and break up with someone. So yeah, I do believe that Tamra adds a lot of needed drama to the show, and I think that's why I like her so much, because that's exactly how I feel about Brandy Glanville. A lot of people didn't like Brandy Glanville because she was problematic, and a lot of people don't like Tamra because she's problematic, but I believe that they both added a little bit of spice that needed to be added to their seasons to like regain viewership every season and keep that retention of viewership. So yeah, Tamra came back in season 17, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to start watching that season. Also because Taylor Armstrong is a friend. I don't think she's like an actual housewife. She's not in the like intro. She's not holding an orange, if you will. So yeah, I think that she's just a friend, but she was in the entire season and went on all of the trips that the girls went on. And I'm also a really big Taylor fan. OGs know her from like season 1 and 2 of Beverly Hills. I also heard that Taylor came out as bisexual on this season, so I wanted to watch it and see everyone's reactions. And I also am a big Taylor supporter, so I was really happy when she came out. Along with the Taylor edition for this season and the Tamra edition, we have Jen, who came in for season 17. I honestly really like Jen. I think that she was a great addition to the season. She's not super drama filled, but I do think that the relationship between Tamra and Jen and how it kind of got worse throughout the season was definitely something that people were invested in, even though it was terrible, because they were really good friends before the show even started. And then that's how I think Jen got on through Tamra, because they were super good friends. Tamra and Eddie own a gym, and I think they met Jen through there. I see Jen as one of those rare, authentic additions to the show, along with Katie in season 18 that we'll get to in a little bit. I've never really seen Jen be like super fake to the other girls, and in season 18 especially, I think that it really shows that the authentic people stay together, because Jen and Katie became really good friends in season 18, and I think that, you know, the authentic people aren't going to want to hang around like Heather, who's like visibly fake. So yeah, I honestly really like Jen in season 17. I felt really bad for Shannon during season 18, but she really got on my nerves in season 17. I had really no sympathy for Shannon in season 17. It was before the John Jansen and Alexis Bellino stuff. But yeah, I don't really like... During the season 17 reunion, she was just crazy. Like, she was making no sense. She was just, like, not taking responsibility for her actions, and it really just made no sense to me. And then season 18 came around, and I was like, oh my god, like, Alexis Bellino... We'll get into that in a little bit, but, like, Alexis Bellino was literally trying to ruin her life. Like, I swear. She was trying to ruin her life. I bet you she pushed John to... like, do the lawsuit and, like, leak all the stuff to the media. 100%, I think she was all behind it. She really got on my nerves. I'm a proud Alexis hater. I never liked John and Shannon together. Like, I always thought that he was a bad guy, and I never really understood what she saw in him, because every time they were together on the show, it looked like they hated each other, or it looked like he hated her. Another thing I thought was crazy, I didn't watch the earlier seasons where Tamra and Alexis fought. Apparently they were like rivals when Alexis was on the earlier seasons as a housewife, but they're best friends in season 18, which is absolutely crazy to me, because Shannon and Tamra were best friends for a lot longer, and you know, they had the Tres Amigas with Vicky. And I don't understand, like, she was attacking Shannon. Every 5 minutes, Alexis was attacking Shannon, and Tamra took Alexis's side. Like, why wouldn't you stick up for your friend of, like, so many years when you just became close with Alexis? You're gonna, like, take her side automatically? That was also, like, more reasoning for me to kind of see why everyone is annoyed with Tamra. I do have to say, though, when Tamra was arguing with Heather at the end of season 17, I did take Tamra's side, because I just think Heather's just messy and pretentious anyways. So I did really side with Tamra for most of the plots in season 17, and then season 18 came around, and I was like, oh no, like, why is she stirring the pot? Why is she being mean to Jen and siding with Alexis when everyone knows Alexis is in the wrong?
That's my opinion!
So, I haven't mentioned anything about Emily and Gina yet. I love their friendship. They've been friends ever since day one on the show, and, like, ever since they got casted together. I love their friendship, and when they do fight, it is pretty sad, because you can tell, like, how much they hate fighting with each other. Unlike some of the other girls that, you know, don't care if they're fighting with someone because they don't like each other. But I think that Emily and Gina's relationship is genuine. Compared to the other ladies, they can be boring at times. Their storylines tend to really focus on, like, what's going on in their personal lives, and not really, like, the drama with the other girls, because they don't really, like, have major dramatic storylines. I remember in season 14, specifically, because I just rewatched that, for the Tamra and Bronwyn plotline, if you know, you know, that Emily and Shane's relationship and marriage was not good. And it's honestly so crazy to think about that they were in such a bad place, because they're doing really good in season 17 and season 18. My mom, who is not really a Housewives fan, But like she watches it because I watch it. We watched it together and she was like, oh, they're so cute together, and she didn't even know their backstory. So yeah, they're doing really good, which I'm like really happy to see. And then Gina is with Travis, and I really like their relationship. Travis seems so genuine and he's so shy, and I think that he balances out Gina really well. And I'm happy she got out of her relationship with her ex Matt, because they tried to like go back to each other after he cheated, and I always thought that was a bad move, so I'm happy she moved on and found Travis. One of the plot lines for season 18, I believe, was Gina wanted Travis to move out of their house because apparently Travis's ex is really toxic and is really mean to Gina, and she didn't want that toxic energy around her kids and around the house, so she asked Travis to move out. Originally, I was like, why would you do this? Like, I feel like it just kind of puts a hold on your relationship, and it sets the relationship back 10 times. And it makes Travis kind of think like, oh my God, does Gina not want to be with me long term? Like, is she breaking up with me? But then I tried to like understand it from her point of view. I've obviously never been in the situation, especially when like kids are involved. So maybe that was the best for her, but I do understand where Travis was like, I don't agree with your decision, because I agree it probably hurt their relationship, which is, something to look out for. So yeah, but I'm happy that they're doing well right now. As of right now, I just checked their Instagrams and everyone is still together, so I'm happy for them on that part. And I do hope Shannon finds someone, but I think she obviously has a lot of healing to do first after everything that went on with John and Alexis. I think she's over John, but I just think she has way too many things going on that she needs to focus on before she can kind of get herself out there in the dating world. And obviously, I'm a huge Tamara and Eddie fan. And their relationship honestly seems genuine for the most part. They don't fight often. I know it's kind of like a thing in the community where people are like, Eddie needs to run. Like, Eddie can't handle this. He's too good for Tamara. But I feel like he supports her a lot, and I feel like they are a good match. And yeah, I don't really see any problem with them. They're one of those couples that they're not in the media all the time with people speculating, oh, they had a fight, oh, are they getting divorced? When like a lot of the other housewives are always having marriage problems, divorces, and all this stuff. But for the most part, I don't really see them in the media and people talking about their relationship and speculating about their relationship. And in terms of like Heather and Terry and just like Heather in general, I have only really seen Heather in season 17 and season 18. She wasn't in season 14 that I watched, and I've only really watched bits and pieces of the other seasons. I tried to watch Real Housewives of Orange County from the beginning, and it was just way too old school for me. If you watch the old like first seasons compared to what it's like now, you can visibly see the difference in the vibe. Like, you'll know what I mean. It's very hard to explain, but the early seasons of Real Housewives of Orange County really focuses on the girls' family dynamics and not so much the drama within the friend group. It really is just kind of like a documentary about like their families and like their relationships with each other, not so much the drama within the friend group. But with that being said, I didn't really watch Heather at all before these 2 seasons. So I'm kind of really only basing my opinion off of her on these 2 seasons. And like, she's not my favorite. She's one of the more rich housewives in the franchise. She sold her house for $55 million. I feel like season 18 specifically was really hard to read the dynamics between a lot of the girls, because I feel like it was very divided. Like, more than usual. Usually the seasons are kind of divided with like people taking sides and whatever, but I feel like season 18 especially was divided because we had everyone supporting Shannon and then everyone supporting Alexis. And, if you were caught talking to the other person, they would get upset and be like, why are you, supporting Shannon? Like, she did this to herself. So it was very divided. And that really stood out to me when the girls went on those 2 separate trips. Usually in the Housewives, there's 1 or 2 big trips that all the girls go on together, out of the country or to a place, like specific place, that one of the girls has in mind. But for some reason in season 18, the group was split in half, and one half of the group went to Big Bear, Tamara's house in Big Bear, and then the other half of the group went to, I think they went somewhere to Elizabeth Vargas's house that Gina was selling, because Gina became a real estate agent. So yeah, it was very divided. In season 17, all the girls went to Montana.
She has. Stop. This ain't my first rodeo, baby.
Together. But I don't remember the last time I saw like 2 separate trips with the girls divided in half in a really long time in all of the franchises, to be honest. So I thought that was a little weird. So yeah, it was very hard to kind of get to know Heather, get to know the other girls that I haven't really seen much of, because it was really all focused on, you know, Shannon and Alexis Bellino. And then season 17 was like Heather and Tamara drama. So yeah, it was very kind of like divided the past 2 seasons. Even in season 17, when the girls went to Mexico, Taylor was helping Jen, and then Tamara was, you know, everyone was kind of against Tamara, but there were specific girls that tended to side with her, and then specific girls that tended to side with Jen. But overall, season 17 and season 18 have gotten me addicted to Orange County, and I'm so excited for the next season to come out. They're currently filming season 19, and they went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and that's when Tamara blew up and quit Orange County, and all this drama is coming out about her. So it has gotten off to a really dramatic start, but I'm so excited for the next season. And as of right now, Orange County is my favorite, like, franchise of Housewives. If you guys are looking for which franchise you should start if you're interested in the Housewives, I recommend either Beverly Hills or New York. I think that those are the best 2 to start with. Because like I said, Orange County, when it first starts out, it's not the right dynamic of what the Housewives really is. It doesn't show you what you're getting into, but the first seasons of New York and Beverly Hills are the total opposite, where it does focus on the drama within the friend groups, and also, you know, the family drama and whatever, but Real Housewives is really all about the group of friends and the relationships and the ups and downs and the drama. Orange County is a season that I would recommend to someone who has seen multiple shows already and like wants to know which one to start next. So yeah, Orange County is amazing. I would say my favorite housewife between both of these seasons is probably Taylor in season 17, or Tamara, and then my least favorite is, I don't know. I mean, Alexis obviously for season 18, but she's not really a housewife officially. She came on as like a friend. But obviously season 18 is Alexis, and season 17 I would probably have to say Heather or Shannon. Alright, so that was it for my season 17 and season 18 debrief. I really like doing videos like this because I like to talk about what I liked about the seasons and what I disliked, because I've noticed online that everyone has very strong opinions about the Housewives individually, and most of them like agree with each other, and then people have such differing opinions, and it's really interesting to see all of the unique perspectives that people have on the women and on like the storylines as a whole. For example, when everything was happening with Brandy and Denise in The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a lot of people were saying that plotline was like Snoresville and like no one liked it. You know, people were saying that Brandy's making it up just to come back on the show and get clout and, you know, whatever, but that was my favorite Beverly Hills season of probably all time.
It was just like, we kind of hooked up, and then...
Who's we?
Denise and I.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
It really just all depends on like your interests and who you are as a person, I guess. I was really interested in hearing about the Brandy and Denise gate, partially because Brandy's my favorite housewife, but also like that's like huge. Like, as far as the public knows, Denise Richards isn't like is straight, but you know, that was kind of big news to drop, and I loved that season. And then, you know, obviously people like me are like, I love that season. So it's just interesting to see the different dynamics within the fandom. So I like doing videos like this. Probably when I catch up with another franchise, I'll do another one of these videos. And then obviously when season 19 comes out, I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video and stay tuned for more Housewives related content. Bye guys.